Okay, hello everyone and welcome to Beyond the Crown.
My name is
I'm Lilly Roberts.
and my name is Ashlyn Cohen, and we're going to be your host today. We're going to be joined by Reese Gordon, who is Miss Hunt County's teen. She should be on here in just a few seconds. We're having some technical difficulties getting on today, but as soon as she gets on, we'll go ahead and start. While we're waiting, maybe Lilly, you can just tell everyone a little bit about what you're looking forward to, because Miss Texas Week is literally right around the corner.
Yes, so I am beyond excited. It's actually my first year competing. I'm Miss Johnson County's teen for anyone who's new listening. And, everybody who I've already met is so amazing. And I just know that the week is going to be filled with so much joy, excitement, obviously nerves, but it's going to be great. Mainly I'm also looking forward to interview because, even through this radio show, I've learned that I love speaking to others. So that's going to be amazing as well. And just, being around so many supportive people, it's just truly wonderful.
Me too. I just can't believe how fast it's all come. I feel like it was literally yesterday when we won our titles and thinking we still have 4 months until the state competition. And now it's here or almost here. And this is actually only our second to last radio show before the state competition. So next week we have some fun guests. I'm really excited to have them on and get to talk with some more people. But it's just crazy. I feel like we've grown so much over the time that we've had our local titles. And I think we're just going to continue to see that through this next year. So now we have Reese on. Hello, Reese.
Hi.
Hello.
So we're so happy to have you. If you just want to introduce yourself, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, my name is Reese Gordon. I'm 14. I'm Front County's teen, and my CSI is turning type 1 into type 9, spreading awareness for life, or actually do lose life, just because they don't know the symptoms.
Absolutely. I love that. So Lilly, do you want to start with the questions?
Yes, sorry. Actually, I'm going to start with your CSI. So would you mind telling us a little bit about, what inspired you to pick it and, everything that you've been doing with your CSI in the community?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2018 whenever I was, and we had no idea what it was, only diabetic. So this was a very big shock to us. So after we found out about diabetes, we found this organization, JDRF, also known as Juvenile Diabetes Research Fund. They spread awareness of diabetes. They make new ways for people to manage diabetes. I wear the Omnipod and I have the Dexcom on my back, which they give me insulin and read my blood sugar. So I go around, talk to major companies. My favorite company that I've talked to is Texas Instruments. I went and talked to them, said, "This is what's going on. You want to help us make the world a better place?"
I love that.
So wonderful. So we were actually just talking before you hopped on about how the Miss Texas competition is just right around the corner. It's going to be a really long week full of activities and competition and dance and so many things. So can you tell us what you're most looking forward to?
Probably the dancing. I'm saying that because I'm a dancer myself. I've been a dancer for the past 7 years now, actually. Oh my God, that's been a while. So, but dance is my favorite thing. If I didn't dance before I was diagnosed, I probably would have sooner, or I may have lost my life, because I was dancing 70 hours a week to make 40, and it kept my blood sugar low. It kept my blood sugar high. It kind of saved my life.
Wow, that's
I love that. Yeah, so sorry, Ashlyn, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but no, I love that. There's something so special about just performing and being in front of everybody, and I see dance as a way of expression. That's part of my talent as well. So, I'm excited to just see everybody get on stage, do the dances. I still need to work on them a little bit more before we enter the week, but I love that. Okay, so we know that you love dancing. Is that your talent, or would you like to tell us a little about your talent?
So that is obviously my talent.
Okay, I figured.
My talent, I like to say, whenever I perform through my emotions. I really tap in, because whenever I'm it's just me out there, and I love living in the moment because I get to spread my emotions, and my dancing means something than others, I would say. But my dance is supposed to represent the better days to come with diabetes. My song is called Better Days. Basically, just because we have an off day with our blood sugar or something bad happened to us, there are other days to come. So we need to push through, pull through, and sometimes we do need to ask for help.
I think that's so wonderful, being able to like specifically incorporate that into your talent routine of having better days and looking forward to that. So we talk a lot on here when we have title holders. We ask about their talent, their CSI and stuff. But I think it's also just really important to focus on the fact that we're not just title holders. We do other things outside of competing and doing events and stuff. So can you tell us a little bit about what you like to do outside of these competitions, any hobbies or fun facts about yourself or anything like that?
Yes. So I growing up to do rodeo and ride horses. There's actually one of them's looking in my front window, probably saying, "You need to come feed me." But I'm at the rodeo, so it's in my blood. But I love to do rodeo, carry the flag actually for rodeo that companies come and pay for. We call them. It's a 30-minute hour of a rodeo that's just to show everything that we do. So I gotta carry the flag and the grand entry, and I gotta do that as my title. And they introduced me. I was grinning from ear to ear. My mom, she's like, "You never smile like that, my lord."
I love that. I've always been so interested in riding horses and rodeo. I remember going to this camp when I was younger called Marywood. I don't know if I've heard of it, but it's basically like this horse camp, and you get to ride horses all week. And it was so fun for me because I live in Dallas, so in the city, there's not many horses. I do have 2 dogs though, so I'm a big animal girl.
Come out to South. They give trail rides, ranches. I am a volunteer there, so I pretty much get to work with companies or even schools that come out, and I get to educate them about it. You should come out and meet.
I would love to. Oh my gosh. After the pageant, after the state pageant and everything kind of slows down with all the preparations and the craziness, I would love to come out there. That'd be so much fun.
Everybody else, let's make a day out of it.
Yes. Hey, I'm excited.
That would be so fun. And going off of the area that you live in, an area that you represent, could you just tell us a little bit more about that, Hunt County, where that is, maybe like a fun fact about that area or anything along those lines? I think she's frozen.
Okay. Yeah, so, along the lines of, we were talking about the rodeo and Hunt County, so I've never actually been out there before. Oh, wait. Maybe I have. I think one of my camps that I go to, I used to go to summer camp, is in Hunt. But, I absolutely love animals, so I think her idea of us all going out there for the day would be I think we lost her. But I think that idea would be fantastic. I have, like I was saying, I might as well just talk about my dogs. I love animals. So when she talked about horses, I was immediately like, I have to go there. I have a chocolate lab. His name is Hawka, and a Jack Russell. His name is Ashlyn. I know that you are an animal lover yourself. So I'm pretty sure yesterday on FaceTime, you showed me that you have a turtle and a lizard. And
Yeah, so I have 3 dogs. Roscoe is a yellow lab mix. He is 12, almost 13. And then Daisy is 5 years old. She's a full-bred black lab. And then Snoopy is almost 2 years old, and I have no idea what he is. He's a mutt, but he's black and white, like almost like Snoopy the dog from Charlie Brown. So that's why we named him Snoopy. He is the sweetest thing. But aside from my mammal pets, I also have 2 reptiles. I was never a reptile lover ever. And so when I was in 3rd grade, there was a class pet that was a bearded dragon, and I was like terrified. And our teacher said, "Who wants to hold him?" And everyone raised their hand except for me. And then she called on me, so I got to hold him, and I just like instantly fell in love, which I know just sounds so weird because it's a lizard, but I just love that. Like, he's just the sweetest bearded dragon ever. He's so cool, and now I love reptiles. I don't like snakes though. I won't do snakes. But since then, I also got a tortoise named Tommy, and he's gonna outlive me, so that's a little it's funny. But he is a red-footed like South American tortoise, so he's so cute, and he loves my lizard. And their cages are next to each other, and they're both clear, so they go and look at each other, and they like whenever we take one out, and the other one will like look for the other one. It's so cute.
That's so cute. I don't know if I ever told you this, Ashlyn, but I actually used to have a turtle myself.
Oh my gosh!
I don't think I told you. But it looks like Reese is about to get back on. But his name was Ducky. He was the cutest thing ever. We were told he was going to stay small, but then we ended up not having enough room for him, so we sent him to a turtle habitat where he's probably much happier than he was because he just got so big. But, I feel like every animal is great. And while we wait for Reese to come back on after she answers the question about Hunt County and what it's like over there, because, I think we're both in Dallas, so we don't have much, wildlife or – I'm excited to hear about Hunt County, but back, I want to ask about her favorite appearance as well, because, appearances are something that we all do as title holders, and it really just involves us in our community. As Miss Johnson County's teen, I love getting to speak to everyone like we do here today, and getting to know the community is just such a privilege that we have as title holders. So I'd really love to hear about her favorite one. Hey,
oh, she's back.
Yay, I was frozen. I was just sitting there like, what the heck?
No worries. I think the one tip, if you can, if you're not able to, it's okay. If you can like turn your camera, but also the more that like you move your hands and you move your body, the connection kind of slows. So I know it's hard. I like to like talk a lot like with my hands, but if you try to stay a little bit more still, it should connect a little better.
Okay, what was the question before it cut out?
Oh yeah, well, so we had asked you about like Hunt County and what you get to do when you represent there, and like maybe your favorite tradition there, or something that you like about the area, where it is, just some basic details about that area you get to represent.
And then Reese, before you answer that question, I think could you rotate your phone to the side so it's long ways?
You might see the stuff around me, or you want to see football.
Okay, I mean, I'm just looking in the chat. I think that they would like you to, but if you're
it's okay if it doesn't work. It kind of does a weird thing when it goes that way, so maybe I think it's okay.
Sorry, I just checking the chats to see, but it's perfectly fine as is.
For sure. So Hunt County.
So we're east of Dallas. Hunt County is Greenville and Aiken. Cash. My favorite thing probably is that we're a small town and really growing. Like there's more housing developments, which I'm not a fan of because there used to be cows where the houses are now, and I'm like, but I'm happy that we're growing and there's more people. My favorite thing is that our water park, we can go on any day and you'll see at least 1 or 2 people that just randomly there, and you'll hang out there today. That's my favorite. I don't know how many times I've gone on my own, and mom's like, "Who do you want to invite?" I'm like, "Oh, don't worry." And we'll go and I'll see every one of my friends, and my mom's like, "How?" I'm like,
Everyone's always there.
We're always there in the summer. I think whenever I was in the studio, they were like a mile from the water park, so we'd go to the water park before or after dance, and I would come back with like soaking hair. My dad would be like, "I thought you went to dance, not the gym."
That's funny.
That's so funny. I haven't been to a water park in a while, so that's a good idea. I want to go to one this summer. But so one thing I was talking about while you were gone was I really want to hear about your favorite appearance, because those are so important as title holders. They get us involved in the community. So why don't you just tell us about that?
Yeah. So my favorite appearance would probably be Fox Fest, where I got to run a dunk tank, actually, where I got dunked myself. I know.
That's
And,
so much fun.
it was so much fun. I got to meet so many new friends there. I talk to them still, and we're on the phone every day for at least an hour. But we were working with a little Boy Scout group, and we were raising for Texas Cares. So we got to sit there all day, and then right on the last 2 hours, when it was my turn to dunk again, the dunk tank broke. I was so disappointed. I was like,
did you at least get to dunk somebody else?
yes, whenever it was coming up to us, we got there probably at like 10:30 in the morning and didn't leave until like 6:30 maybe. But we were messing, we were being knuckleheads with each other. I would go up there. We had to test it out. You guys know we had to test it out, obviously, just to make sure it would work, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had to test it out. We would. And they would dunk me. And here's the thing: whenever and every time they would come and it was little kids and they didn't hit it, one of the moms would say, "Go run up there and hit it," and we would dunk either way every time.
That's funny. So, you said you represent Hunt County. That's your title. So following Miss Texas Week, obviously there's 49 of us, and one girl's gonna come home with the state title. But regardless if that's you or that's someone else, what are you most looking forward to following the week, continuing to represent Hunt County?
So I found this. I remember Texas, if you know what that is. It's this little sister for a little girl to kind of be like a Miss Texas, just tiny. So I was the youngest one to get crowned that, and I still am to this day the youngest to get crowned, which I like to pride myself on that. But I think I've grown up around the crown. I've always wanted to be in with the misses and want to go in practices with them. So I was always there every week, no matter what, whenever I was, even if I wasn't competing or if I had a miss or not, whenever I was in eligible. So now, though, is I get to do all the stuff I wish I got to do whenever I was younger. So I'm very excited to represent Hunt County, do what I wish I could whenever I was a little kid. I honestly did not think I was going to be competing for Team Texas, but now that I am, it's mind-blowing to me, and I'm so grateful I get this opportunity.
I love that. And then do you mind telling me, we have about 3 minutes left, so how did you get involved in the system? So I know this is your first year competing, but what inspired you to join the Miss Texas Scholarship Organization?
So basically, like I said, I was raised in it. My mom, she was that didn't have one, wanted one, to step in for them. So there was quite a few years I was LSP from the time where you could until the time you couldn't. And no matter what, we always go every year in the last night to see who gets crowned. And it's the funny part. I know half of the misses from whenever I was a little kid. And when we went to spring meeting, I went to say hi to them.
Aww.
Didn't recognize the other half were you grew up.
So were you a Lone Star Princess?
Oh, yes, for a long time.
So did y'all know each other through the LSP program?
I think we did.
I met some of my friends that I talk now through that LSP program. I made my best friend at the time come do it with me. Me and her, we did pageants together whenever we were younger through another association. And I'm hey, this is what's going on over here at Team Texas. We get to be a part of it. Do you want to come with me and we can do it together, and it will be so much more fun. So we did, and it was so amazing. Me and her, we loved being on the stage, and we were so tiny on there. And I found a picture the other day actually of us there, and my heart started melting. I'm oh my god.
Okay, I think I remember talking to you about in Spring Showcase that we knew each other maybe because I was Lone Star Princess from the ages of 5 to 11 for 6 years. So I did it for quite some time. And, I just think it's so amazing how many girls come back from that system because I can name a whole bunch of people who were Lone Star Princesses with us who have come back. And it's so amazing just seeing familiar faces. When we went to Spring Showcase to Miss Texas Week in it's not a couple weeks anymore.
It felt like only a few days to me that we were at showcase. Like, I woke up this morning and my mom was like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "We're leaving in like these amount of days." I'm like, "Well, we were just at spring showcase."
For sure. It's definitely flown by. Well, Reese, it was so amazing to have you on. We are coming to a close in here in just a few seconds, but thank you so much for being here. Sorry that it got cut a little bit short, but we can't wait to hopefully have you on in the future, and we wish you the best of luck as you compete with us for the title of Miss Texas Teen.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's a girl thing.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered. Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
It's a girl thing. Try to understand. It's not a me thing. No different than my friends. I get what I want when I want it bad. And it's a girl thing. Ooh, it's a girl thing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to JoCo Community Radio. This is Beyond the Crown. I am one of your hosts today, Ashlyn Cohen.
Hi, my name is Lilly Roberts. I'm Miss Johnson County's teen, and I'm the other host. And today we have a special guest with us, Miss Amy Vanderoff. So I know that you are a formal title holder, a mom, an Emmy Award winner, and now you have such an exciting career. So do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do now and a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Lilly, and hi, Ashlyn. Thank you for having me on the show. I want to ask you, did you just have a contestant on the show that's competing against you for the pageant coming up?
Yes.
Like, you showcase other girls. Like, first of all, you two are also in the same pageant coming up, and then you showcase other girls. Like, how amazing is that?
Thank you so much. It's, it's such a sisterhood, and we're so thankful to be a part about it. And it's really fun getting to compete alongside so many wonderful young women. And it's honestly just an experience that we all get to share. And me and Lilly have gotten so close, and we're just happy to be here. And it's so wonderful. And we're so happy to have you here as well.
We both need to win the pageant. We need 2 winners this year.
We've had various other title holders on as well. So like Ashlyn was saying, it's just so amazing. Sisterhood is such an important part of pageants in general, just creating those bonds. And I can't wait to see everybody. We have our competition coming up in just 10 days.
Okay, so I will say that's why when your sweet mom, Lilly, asked me to be a part of your podcast and you guys reached out, it's a sisterhood, right? So you drop everything and you say, yes, we're going to help someone out and help them with their journey. And they're wanting to be a part of this pageantry. And so, yeah, that's why I did it. And I even, just for you guys, pulled out, look at this thing. It's so old. My Miss Connecticut.
Oh my
That is beautiful. I
Look
love
how
it.
old it is. It looks like I ran in the 1800s. It looks like so. There it is, Miss Connecticut USA. So I was a contestant at Miss USA over 20 years ago.
Incredible.
And so that's my sash.
Wow. That is so cool. Can I ask what year that was?
2001.
Wow.
So it was the same year the movie Miss Congeniality came out. Do you guys remember that movie?
I love that movie. It's so good.
It's so good, right? So William Shatner was the MC and the main character in that movie. And William Shatner was our MC because they were promoting the movie that year. And so he MC'd Miss USA that year with us, which we thought was super fun. And we did lots of spoofs kind of off the movie. And we had a really fun time backstage.
That's so fun. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about what happened backstage? And I had no idea that, he emceed that. So I love that. It's amazing.
I think that people have a misconception that, like I said, that we don't support one another when we compete with and against each other, however you want to say it. But you guys have proven that today by showcasing other delegates that it's something that you want to promote as a whole and as a unit. And so same. So my roommate was Miss Illinois, and then I was the maid of honor in her wedding afterwards. And so we kept in touch with all, and then I was also a bridesmaid in Miss California's wedding, and we all became very close. You're in this very, heated and high stakes moment in your life. And so you tend to bond when you have people with like minds around you. And so we kind of proved what you guys are doing here. We keep in touch, and we, you care about each other.
Yeah, so, it's both Ashlyn and I's first year, and already through the system, I think I can speak for both of us when I say we've both made so many incredible friends, including each other. So I love that you were able to keep in touch with them after that.
Yeah, it's definitely bonds you, and you guys know. I mean, I'm sure you like talking about it together every day about the different phases of competition and what you're wearing, or if there's a performance aspect to it, or, the dress. I mean, it's fun. The anticipation of it is fun too, not just the actual event. And I followed you both on social media because I think that's important.
Yes.
We do that, right? And so I wanted to kind of see a little bit about what you were doing. And on Ashlyn, I saw your music, and Lilly, I saw your volunteering and stuff. So that was really great because I got to know a little bit about your personalities too.
Oh, yes. And I looked at your Instagram as well. I love it. And Instagram is just such a special tool that we're provided with, especially with pageants, because we can talk about what we love to do, like volunteering for me, and Ashlyn loves music, and I know you're doing incredible stuff, so we can talk about all the many things you do. I've heard all about your Emmy Award and your job with, I think, my networking, the home shopping network.
Oh yeah, yes.
So it's just such a great tool that we have.
Yes, because before in media, when I was working for the ABC affiliate here in Dallas, being on TV, there wasn't any other media but us. And now everybody has an opportunity to be media. And as we know, not everybody uses that platform for good, but you guys are getting it right. And that's awesome because we need content out there. We need inspiration out there. Some people need to see that, okay, for instance, you, Lilly, you're volunteering, and some people think that whole philanthropic action is out of touch, especially if you're a teenager, right? They think, oh, it's a game of the rich and famous. Celebrities donate money and celebrities volunteer and have this reach. You don't have to lend lots of money. You can give lots of money, or you can give your voice, or you can give your time. And that's what you're showing other teens, is that even if you don't have deep pockets or know how to get started, you're showing them it's possible, right? That, you both have these acts of service that you do, and you're showing them how. Just get involved. Just raise your hand and say, I'll help out.
That is spot on. So, for me, volunteering is just something that I've done my entire life. And when I was considering competing, thinking about what CSI would have, this one just every idea, this one just kept standing out. And it's so special to me, but I know that not everybody has been raised in a household where they volunteer all the time. So I wanted to show others that it is possible.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way because I grew up with music my whole life. And then when it came time to select a community service initiative, I kind of thought of things that I might want to do. And I didn't ever really think about how you could turn music into a volunteer aspect. I always thought music was music and that was it. But how could you volunteer with that?
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought, well, everyone has music. Anyone can be in band and choir. And then throughout my life, I realized that wasn't true, which is why I made my community service into providing scholarships for students who want to be involved in band, choir, orchestra, but can't afford to do it. And from that, like I wrote my children's book that raises funds for that, and while also like teaching the benefits of music for emotional health. And so I think it's so cool how we can take our community service initiatives from things we've done our whole life and we've been involved in our whole life. And I personally think that the service part is the most important part of the crown. We have the 4 points in the Miss America organization, and I think that service is the most important one because I really think that's how we also just keep our relevancy competing in these competitions. We serve and we volunteer and we fundraise and we do everything in our power to make sure that we are helping the community that we represent.
Yes, I love that. And that's also helping other people when you talk about music, how, okay, I didn't know how to get started with my acts of service. I didn't know how to volunteer. I didn't know what I had, what were my giftings, what's useful. And you have this music, and that's a huge thing that you can do. And you use what you know, do what you know, and you can be really good at it. And that's what you used to have that platform. That's very, very cool.
Thank you. So, can I ask? Oh, go ahead, Lilly. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I was just gonna ask, did you have a platform when you were Miss Connecticut, or if like for the USA system? I'm not sure totally how it works or the differences between the two, but
so different. So actually, I did the Miss America system first, and I was runner-up. So I did not go to Miss America, but I did that system first because I was a performer as well, and I loved the talent aspect. I loved the service aspect to having a platform. That's what they called them back then, having a platform. I don't know if they call that the same thing.
It's community service initiative now.
Community service initiative. Yes, we called it a platform before. And so, we did all of that. And that's how I first got into even knowing that I could volunteer, even knowing that someone would want to hear from somebody who was 18 years old. And so that was really neat. And then Miss USA is completely different, guys. So like Miss America is the original, the OG, right? Yeah. It's all of the things, as you know, that is like makes up a whole human. But Miss USA is more just your standard beauty pageant, which started, I believe, many years after. I think what Miss America was like 1918 or something.
22.
Yeah, it was to promote the boardwalk at the in New Jersey, Atlantic City. It was a promotional deal.
Oh,
I think
really?
Miss USA started in the 60s. So it was just a straight up pageant. However, it's all about how you use it. Even if they don't give you the automatic opportunities inside the pageant, it gave me so much. I still did so many community appearances and really was able to catapult that into so much, right? Because, pageants like Miss USA 20 years ago were heavily watched. We were prime time on CBS, and it was must watch TV. And so it was, people really would seek out delegates to, kind of come to their events and participate. So it was a cool time to be in pageants for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite event from from your year as Miss Connecticut? Do you have your favorite? Like
a favorite appearance or an event? Gosh, that's a really good question. I'm going to think on that. The cool thing about, getting into pageants, doing the America system first before Connecticut, the cool thing with that is I formed a group called the Liberty Misses, and we auditioned for the Department of Defense, and we ended up going on tour to perform for our U.S. troops overseas that were deployed in combat. My first overseas trip was to Bosnia. And so that, I think the coolest part about when I think even better than being Miss Connecticut and going to Miss USA, because I think really that was the highlight, and that thing got better than, being on that national stage. But the other stuff, the Miss America stuff was way cooler because the volunteer stuff and the reach that I got to do and all of the overseas touring came because of the Miss America system.
That's incredible. These pageants provide people, even when you are a title holder, past that, they provide so many opportunities for people and connections. And I think they're just amazing for everyone's generation and upbringing of girls. It's so amazing to see.
You know what's so funny that you say that? If you go on my Instagram, it's in my bio that I'm a former Miss Connecticut. And it's so funny because I would take it out because I'm like, nobody cares about that. I'm a voiceover artist and I'm a mom and I'm, a TV host and I do all these other things. But the thing I get asked about the most would be Miss Connecticut. And I thought, oh my gosh, like it's so funny that everyone's so fascinated by it. So I had taken it out of my bio and now the girl that manages my account with me, we put it back in because she's like, people really think this is kind of cool and they want to know more about what that experience was like. So
that's wonderful. And I think that since you're a voiceover artist, that's so cool.
Yes.
But I have not a trick question, but a question that might be a little bit hard or that you would have to think about a little bit. If you were like going to compete right now, like if you were signed up for a local competition in the Miss America organization right now, what would your community service initiative be and why?
Oh, that's so great. Okay. So, I have worked and served on many different boards of nonprofits. And so as a mom, when I became a mom, that kind of changed my efforts really from military kind of to children focused efforts. And so it kind of always changes and evolves in every life stage. But since you asked me right now, when I was just warmly thinking about our men and women who serve this country, it would definitely be veteran related. I think that's the space I have the most experience and expertise in. And that would be an area where I feel I could do the most good.
That's wonderful. I think that, the people that serve our country, it's amazing. I feel that I just took the picture down because it was like making a glare in the light, but this is actually a picture that was sitting on the piano behind us. And this is of my grandpa when he was in the army, and he was my grandpa, and he actually served in World War II. And people think that I mean my great grandpa. My mom was the youngest of 7 kids.
Oh, wow.
So I took that picture down because of the glare, but I think
I'm so glad you still had grandpa there so you can hold him up, show us him. That's awesome. Very cool. So, do what you know, like you're doing the music or, all the things that you'll find. And like Lilly, I know that is it something stronger together? What is your platform?
It's stronger together. It starts with you. So I'm really just encouraging everyone that everybody matters when it comes to giving back. No action that you take is too big or too small.
I love that. Very cool. Sometimes we don't think we can make a difference, but you plant a seed in just one, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to help everybody. We want to help everybody, right? We want to give and do and help and solve everything when we see people in need or suffering. I always say, do for one, what you wish you could do for many.
Yes. So even just like putting a smile on somebody else's face can change their whole day. Complimenting them is just so amazing. So those little acts of kindness are also encouraged. Even though it's not like you're volunteering for an organization in those moments, you're still doing good. And I think that's so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's, I'm going to share with you a funny story from backstage of Miss USA, because I feel like people watching or listening want some good scoop, right? And you're going to get worried when I start this because you're going to think, what is she going to talk about? So Donald Trump, President Trump, owned the Miss USA pageant. This is not political. So don't turn off your cameras and mics and don't mute me. I promise this is not, it's just interesting because he owned the pageant, right? And he was backstage with us when we were, and we were just like fascinated because, we're like, oh my gosh, like Donald Trump is here. He gave each of the delegates 2 $100 bills and just said, thank you for giving your time and for being here. And I remember we thought we were so rich. And this is 20 years ago, we got $200 like, and a thank you. We're like, this is amazing. Like, wow. We thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, fun moment from backstage. We got $200.
What did you spend the $200 on?
I remember thinking like, I shouldn't spend this money. I should keep it or do something interesting with it. But of course, at the time I had been living for weeks in Gary, Indiana. By the way, that's where the Miss USA pageant was that year. I was in Gary, Indiana. It was wintertime. It was cold. Sometimes they have it like in a cool place like Hawaii, but we saw Indiana. And I remember, I probably needed that money to pay a bill or something when I got home.
Okay, that is so funny that you say Gary, Indiana, because for 8th grade, last year in middle school, my school, we have an 8th grade musical. And ours was The Music Man. And I remember there's a song about Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. That's from The Music Man.
Yes, I think I was a guy on the train, and we sing the rap. It's not exactly a rap. If you've heard of The Music Man, it's like really fast. It's about it's like you can talk, you can talk. It's that whole thing. So I still have that engraved in my mind.
Oh, that's so fun. So you do musicals too?
Yes. So I did musicals a lot more when I was younger, but I'm interested in maybe doing them again. But I really love that the 8th grade musical is something that our school has, because it was really just bonding for a grade overall. And that was one of the bigger performing things that I did before doing pageants. So I just love being on stage, and our whole grade was connected. It was such a fun experience for all of us.
So how old are you, Lily? What grade are you in now?
I'm a rising sophomore.
So rising sophomore.
Last
Ashlyn,
year,
how old are you?
I'm the same, rising sophomore.
So I'm 14. I'm young for my grade, but I turned 15 in 6 days. I'm really excited.
Happy birthday. Okay, my son just turned 14 and he has none of the articulation that you have right now. So I thought you guys were much older.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, way to go. Way to go, pageant training. Very good.
I think that really goes to show is not only the Miss America organization, but I think at other organizations as well, such as the Miss USA organization or the volunteer organization. They prepare women for the world. And there was actually the slogan, it prepares women for the world, but also the world for women. And I think it's just so important, because I don't think that I could be on here on a radio show 5-6 months ago before I had my title and be able to talk and host. That would just seem completely strange. And I think we've both, since winning our titles, being on the radio show is a really, really cool way to prepare. And when we're speaking and we're just having to make up stuff as we go, as far as, questions, and when guests say things and we respond to them, just making that up and knowing that we're talking in front of so many people live, that can be scary, but we learn a lot from it. And I think it helps with our private interview skills as well. And the private interview portion is a good amount of percentage when it comes to the overall score. So it's really important that we have good interview skills. And of course we do our training, but also just doing this and being able to host this, it really prepares us as well. And that's just one aspect that we've gotten out of holding the title in the Miss America organization. I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, I remember riding in the car with Mary Catherine. She's Miss Johnson County. She took both of us on our very first time doing the radio show, and I remember being terrified. I was so scared in the car. I was like, what if I mess up? What if I say the wrong thing? What if nobody wants to listen? But, after that one time, I was thinking, this isn't so bad. And it's actually really fun. And I may have said this today. I don't know. I say it a lot, but I've grown to love public speaking, which is something that I've always been interested in, but I've never had the opportunity to really talk in front of others like this, other than school projects like Spanish in front of everybody. But, never really had the opportunity to reach a community before I started competing. And that is just one thing that's so amazing, is just learning to find our voice in talking to others, learning from people. And I actually have a question for you. So what is one tip you would give somebody before, private interview, or what's an interview skill that you think is important for maybe interviews or public speaking?
Ooh, okay, so this is great. I love interview was my favorite segment always, right? That was where I had any chance of winning, because I'm 5'5" and I went to Miss USA. And if you know anything about Miss USA, there ain't nobody who's 5'5". They're all tall. They're all runway models. So I was like, and I was Connecticut. So I knew I got to work them an interview. I've got to make them care about me and fall in love with me. And, we are in a season right now, big time in our world, where we want authenticity. We want connection so bad, right? We want to matter. We want to be heard. We want to connect with others. We don't want to isolate, and we want to have that banter. And so interviews can be won or lost by how you humanize yourself. Don't worry about being polished and saying everything right. Show your humanity, right? If you forget a word or don't understand a question, say it. I have no idea what you're talking about, but if you tell me more about it, I would love to know, and I can give you my opinion on that. Show the flaws, show the not so polished look, because that's what's going to win those judges over. And also remember, because I've judged many pageants, I emceed Miss Texas one year. Judges are just as nervous as the delegates. We want to get it right too. We are nervous about our jobs. Most people who judge pageants have not done it before. And so they are learning from that one person who has, and they want to get it right. And they want everyone to do well. And they want everyone to be comfortable. So make it easy on them, make it easy on you, and enjoy the process and show your flaws.
I love that. So I also know that, kind of moving more to you, you're a beauty influencer. You have great style and fashion, especially on Instagram as well. So, what do you do with your platform with so many people looking up to you?
The cool thing about how I received that platform on social media is because I was on Channel 8, right? And I was on the ABC station here in Dallas. So I received those followers because they trusted me. I was a well-known, consistent brand already. And so they tuned in and continue to tune in because they know of the stuff that I do. And just like being Miss Connecticut, being on Channel 8 helped me have a platform where I was sought after and asked, hey, MC our nonprofit event, or come volunteer for this, or come speak at that. So the coolest thing about how that has translated as I've gone to other TV mediums and also social media is that I still get to do so much of that philanthropic work. I still get asked. I MC dozens of events a year. Most of them are nonprofit. So that's the cool thing about what started as me being in pageants. And I thought, I wish I could do this for a living, just like speak and interview and do all these things. And then I hosted Good Morning Texas, and I'm like, oh, wow, it's like one big pageant. Like I get to meet all these cool people and interview and do all this stuff and do the community service as well. So it definitely is a big part of my success because I did pageants.
Yeah. Do you think that it changed the trajectory of your life? Like if you let's say you never had done a pageant, do you think you'd be where you are today?
I think I would be doing something in this field. I definitely knew that I had this desire and gifting, but I know for sure that doing pageants propelled it a lot further because it honed my skills at an early age when I was looking to build a career, when I was a teen, like you guys, right? When I was looking to be connected and taken seriously, and the opportunities that came at an early age, touring overseas as a teenager, that was a big deal. So it certainly helped and continues to help. Like I said, people are super fascinated by it and are always asking me about my experience.
So can you, go ahead, Lily.
That's incredible.
So you went to the national stage for Miss USA, you're Miss Connecticut. Can you talk about just your biggest tip for preparing? I know for Miss Texas competition, we leave in just a little bit over a week, even though it's just down the street, but the competition starts in just a little bit over a week. Okay. And we are I know we're both pretty nervous and there's a lot to prepare for. Just what's your biggest tip for that you would give to someone about to compete?
I'm going to say two things. One is a real tip and one is another tiny funny story from Miss USA. So pageants are won in interview. Hands down, that's when they're won. It doesn't matter what you do on stage. If you do well in interview, they're going to start rooting for you. So in my opinion, interview is where pageants are won. Focus on that. Yes, you have to have all your other ducks in a row and you've got to have all the phases of competition and be the complete package. But interview is where it's won. And make sure you communicate your authentic self and all those tips that we just talked about. Number 2, we were in commercial break at Miss USA. This is probably the funniest thing that happened there. Way funnier than $200. During the commercial break, we were in our swimsuits and they were moving us all around. And they told me to move stage left. And I did, and I fell off the stage and broke a toe during the live telecast of Miss USA.
No.
So I already didn't make the top 10, so I'm already in like the shame corner, and now I have a broken toe, and I had to go out in my evening gown.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know if the music's too loud, but thank you for joining us today. That was amazing talking to you, and we'll see you next week.
From Wilson to Venus and Grandview to Godly, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing